Hi, my name is DJ Eclipse, and I would like to introduce you to the Pioneer CDJ-3000.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Pioneer has made some of the best DJ gear in the world. From a major club staple to venues and tours all over the world, CDJs are pretty much a standard. What Pioneer has done with the brand new CDJ-3000 is they've taken an already magnificent piece and they've improved upon it in ways that CDJ previous owners will be completely familiar with, and those who are novice to it will still understand it because of the nice and easy layout to it. They increased the MPU so that way that the speed and the efficiency of the CDJ is much faster. They also added 8 cue points instead of the typical 4 or 5 that were in previous versions, so that way you have more flexibility with remixing on the fly. They tried to give it more of a vinyl feel, so they added more vinyl-like functions, and they've added the wonderful part, which is one of my favorite parts, the 9-inch touchscreen. Everything that used to be done with the control knob on the CDJs is now accessible via the 9-inch touchscreen that they've added to the CDJ-3000s. This is the game changer. If you're a novice user and you're just now getting into the CDJ series and maybe upgrading from a DJ controller or other such devices, this will kind of be a cool transition for you because it's kind of the same layout. If you looked at some of the SX series and the other Pioneer DJ controllers, the layout's always typically the same, where they've emulated the CDJ functions along with the DJ mixer. So if you're familiar with the control layout of the Pioneer devices, the CDJs and the mixer won't be that big of a transition. Your cue points are in the same place. Your pitch faders are in the same place. Your platter's pretty much the same, slightly bigger. But what they did with this version is they changed the texture of the control dial, which is a big thing because when you were playing festivals and things like that, this was really slippery. So if it got moist from like humidity in the club, if it were in a desert environment, you constantly had to wipe it off. They added kind of a texture to this to give it more of a vinyl feel. The other thing that they did was they put the artwork in the center. It used to just be up on the main screen where you had to kind of look back and forth, but now they're trying to make it where a lot of these functions are on the platter and on the screen itself, so you don't have to do a lot of meandering around with your eyes. You can really focus on the music. It also helps that when you're playing a set and you forget what record was on what deck, you can look down and you can see the artwork and it'll help you kind of stay in the focus on where you're going. So now that we've kind of ran through the brief history and some of the slight changes that they've made to it, now we can get more into the deeper stuff. One of the things that Pioneer did was they increased the MPUs on that. What that means is that it's a faster, more reactive deck than what it used to be. You have a little bit less latency. Matter of fact, you have a lot less latency, so that makes it good for turntablists who are more into the scratching, the fast queuing, the back queuing. Looking up tracks and pulling up the waveform data is a lot faster, so they made dramatic improvements in that area by changing out the MPU. Also, what they did was they increased the analog to digital conversion on it. So that means you have better audio quality than what you had before. You're going to give the crowd exactly the sound that you were looking for in the beginning, the way you heard it. One of the other features they added to the CDJ-3000 is the beat jump function. With the beat jump function, you can literally scroll through the track by a touch of your finger, with the scroll, with the zoom, so you can go back in increments of 2, increments of 4, whole steps, half steps, which is also helpful when you're trying to locate your cue points. So if you need to get to the beginning of a bar and then set your cue. You can access different points of the song by simply just scrolling through with your fingers. And that's the beat jump function. The new CDJ-3000 makes a great companion for the DJM 900 NX2 series of mixers and all future mixers coming up after that. One of those features is the touch cue and the touch preview functions. So what they did is when you access it with the Nexus series mixers is you have what's called touch cue and touch preview. With former releases, you had to cue the track up on the deck and to play it in order to find out that's the one you wanted. So with touch cue and touch preview, what they did is now you can access the track and simply drag your finger along through the track. And that way you can find out that's the one you're looking for before you have to load it into your deck. And that saves you from loading a track that you really didn't want to play right then, and then it's already marked as a play track. So that was a wonderful addition that they added to that. The other great thing about the CDJ-3000 is that it will unlock the Rekordbox Full Pro mode. So that means if you're a free subscriber and you're not doing the subscription service, this will automatically unlock all the pro features so you can use it in performance mode with your CDJs in your next set. For users of the Rekordbox software, the natural addition to that is also using the Rekordbox app on your iOS or Android device. If you have that installed in your app, now you have the ability to hook up that application directly to the CDJ and it will access all the music that you have in your phone. And that's a pretty cool feature. So that way, if you were on the plane or you were in your hotel room or you were previous to a live stream and you went through your promos and you needed to get those records, but you didn't have time to load them onto your SD card or your USB drive, you can now literally plug your phone up directly to the USB of the CDJ and it will show up as a device. So one of the cool kind of unknown features discovered with the CDJ-3000 is, let's imagine this scenario. You're playing in a nightclub and there's somebody that's DJing before you. He or she may have a drive playing and then you need to install your drive in the other deck. So now your drive's in one deck, their drive's in another deck. Now when it's time to switch sets, a lot of things have happened. The DJs have accidentally snatched out the USB of another DJ. That sucks. So what they did is if you go into the menu, you can literally go into your device and you can select the color of the USB. So that way, if you have a favorite color like orange or yellow or green or pink, or in my case, purple, it will light up and that way you'll know which one is yours. I don't know if that's what they made the feature for, but I think it's a really cool feature to have. There are a lot of customizable features in the new CDJ-3000. One of those is the ability to change the jog brightness as well as the LED brightness of the screen. So that way, if you're in a dimly lit place or in a really bright place, you need to adjust those parameters. All those are adjustable via the touchscreen or with the jog wheel. And literally by holding that function down, I can go into the LCD display and I can change the LCD brightness of the screen, or I can also go and change the jog wheel brightness. So you can really customize this to your personal preference. So no matter how you play, the CDJ-3000 will be set up for exactly the way you like it. One of the features they added to the CDJ-3000 is the support for 3-band waveforms. What that means is you can literally look at the track in the waveform and see pretty much how it's going to sound before you play it. That is something that you will have to update with the new Rekordbox software. So if you have a previous library, you're going to have to reanalyze that software to unlock those features. So we're going to turn the volume down on this so that way you can just check out the 3-band waveform for yourself. So basically what the 3-band waveform is, you can literally look at the track in analysis and you can see how it's going to sound before you even play it. So if you notice, you have different colors indicating different parts of the song. So you have these colors that are emphasizing more of the stronger parts. You have this more for like your hi-hats and whatnot. And then probably right here is where a vocal starts to come in. And then here you have your full-blown readout for the track itself. One of the other cool features for the CDJ-3000 is the key shift feature. If you're one of those DJs who like to mix in key, then this feature is for you. So basically, by accessing the key shift function, you can literally transpose your song either up, you can transpose down, and you can reset with the tap of a finger. Well, that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the Pioneer CDJ-3000 or any other Pioneer products, feel free to call your Sweetwater sales engineer or visit the website at sweetwater.com. Thank you.